What's going on, YouTube? My name is FG3000. I'm back in the place to be, and welcome to Disney Heroes Battle Mode. This is a brand new hero collector starring Disney and Pixar characters, brought to you by Blue. Now, I actually have a little bit of history with Blue. They put out a title called Dragon Soul, and Dragon Soul just so happens to be the very first hero collector on mobile that I ever seriously got into. I played that game for about 8 months. I spent money into it, so I know a little bit about how this company does things, and I will say I have nothing but positive things to say about Dragon Soul, but I was a noob back then. I didn't really know a lot about hero collectors back then, so some of that might have changed, and basically if you look at this game and you look at a video of Dragon Soul, this game is basically Dragon Soul with the Disney Pixar skin, and I would say that's not necessarily a bad thing, but we'll talk about that in the video. Now, you know what I gotta say when I look at new hero collectors, ladies and gentlemen. A hero collector is only as fun as a heroes that you can collect, and let's be real. This is Disney. This is Pixar. These are some of the most iconic, most memorable, most lovable characters in existence. So if you don't like these characters, you just don't like fun. You just don't like love and togetherness. You just don't like cartoons. It has to be something else, because these characters are some of the best in history. So you have characters from The Incredibles, Toy Story, Monsters, Inc. In addition to cartoons, you also have real life characters that have been cartoonized. Look at this, Captain Jack Sparrow. So just kind of looking towards the future, I bet you can expect to see maybe some of the bad guys from Pirates of the Caribbean, maybe things from Lion King, maybe some things that are in the history vaults of Disney, like Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse and the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I mean, the list is wide open, and I think that is the most exciting thing about this game right here, is just the characters that you're going to be collecting in this game are just some of the most, like I said, most iconic characters in the history of media. So that's actually pretty cool. So that's going to be half your fun, I think, in this game. It's just being excited when new characters get added that might be some of your favorites, or maybe if you have kids, some of your kids' favorites, right? Frozone. I mean, there's just so much that can be added to this game. So let's go through and talk about the actual combat. You got all these characters. What are you actually going to be doing with them? So let's jump over to campaign. And I'll show you something that might look very familiar if you played hero collectors before. You have this chapter mode here where you can go to different stages, clear it out, get 3 stars, get geared to upgrade your character. So that's pretty straightforward. In addition to our normal mode, you also have an elite mode. Elite mode is more geared towards getting fragments for characters. So if you're free to play and you want to kind of grind up characters, this is the mode that you'll be participating in. Each one of these nodes has 3 tries. Of course, you can refresh those with diamonds, but basically what you want to kind of do here is go in here every single day and sweep your favorite characters. So that is that. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into chapter 5, and we're gonna do this stage right here. It might be a little hard for me, but I'll show you what we have here. So I have Chief Bogo as my tank. I have Dash as DPS. Woody is more support DPS. We have Nick here, who is all DPS, and then we have Yax, who is my healer. So let's jump right into combat, and I'll show you what's going on here. Now, this game has more of an old school hero collecting approach. A lot of the newer hero collectors are moving towards more active gameplay combat systems. Here, this game is kind of like a blast from the past. It is a very old school feeling combat system where your characters just attack, they do their skills on their own, they build up an ultimate meter, and once that ultimate meter is powered up, you can either just be on auto or you can press it yourself. That is pretty much the extent of combat in this game. Really, the synergy or the strategy comes from which characters that you bring to combat with you. How do they synergize? What are their friendship levels? How powerful are they? That's really the extent of it. You doing something special behind the scenes isn't really going to make your team perform that much better. At most, you might be able to time a heal better than the AI or an AoE when, there's actually more than one character on the screen. That's really about it. For the most part, you're really going to be watching them do their thing, and the strategy behind getting past the stage that you might not be able to clear is just getting more powerful. Like, it's very basic. It's a very basic hero collector. So that is that. As you can see, I only 2-starred that stage, so I'm going to work on getting more and more power, or what I'll do is use some stamina to kind of sweep stages. There are sweep functions, as you can see. Sweeps have to have sweep tickets in order to use, which is One of the systems that I'm not a fan of. I hate sweep tickets. I don't like them at all. They're called sweep tickets, they're called raid tickets, they're called sims, they're called all kinds of different things in all kinds of games. I hate them in all the games. I feel like if I give you my stamina, that should be enough. But this game, you have to give stamina and you have to do sweep tickets if you want to sweep a stage. If you're VIP, you get more of these sweep tickets per day, but I don't like them. And that's one of the things that I don't really appreciate about this game. Another thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way. This game does a skill system that I don't like either. It has a timed skill system. So as you can see right here, I have 12 points that I can use for skills. And then over time, these skill points replenish. So if you're sleeping, you're wasting skill points. I hate that. If I'm level 20, give me my 20 skill points. Why do I have to wait an hour I don't like those systems at all. But those are things that came from Dragon Soul. They're, like I said, they're old school ways of thinking of hero collectors. And this game is really it's really a carbon copy of Dragon Soul. So they took all of those systems and brought them over. I really wish some of those systems they just left in the past because this is not cool. Like, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to wait? I don't like that. Or if you don't want to wait, of course, you know what can happen. You can use diamonds to buy skill points. Not a fan of those systems. Now, in order to power up your characters, you have soda or energy drinks or whatever this is to power up your characters. Pretty straightforward. He's level 31. You can only be as strong as your account level. So I'm account level 31, which means all of my characters can only be level 31. There's a star system that goes up to 5 stars. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. Armor and equipment in this game is basically called badges. So as you can see, if I want to go get this badge right here, I can craft it. I got to be level 32 to equip it. But let's say I want to go find more of this jersey right here. Really sweet, easy to use UI. So if I want to get this jersey, I can go to this stage right here, click raid until I get it, then go right back into the equipment screen and equip it. So the UI is very user-friendly. It's very seamless to get the things that you need equipped on your character. And it's very easy to see where those things are. If there is no icon on the badge, that means you can't use it yet. If it says new, you're not strong enough. And if it says craft, you can craft it. And if it says get, you got to go get some stuff. So very, very straightforward. All of your characters have 4 abilities. These abilities unlock as you power up your character. So when you're green, you get a skill. When you're blue, you get a skill. When you're purple, you get a skill. And I assume there's one more color, but I haven't unlocked that additional color. And there's also a friendship system as well, which basically allows your characters to have synergy with each other to make them stronger over time. So that is the gist of the characters themselves. Of course, some characters are tanks, DPS, support, heals, things like that. And yeah, that's pretty much the character breakdown as far as the game goes. Now, what will you be doing with all of those characters in this game? I'm glad you asked. So let's just kind of go through all the icons here. Of course, there's a market that you can use in-game gold as well as cash out currency to buy things on a timer. So at 6 p.m. this will refresh and there'll be more things that I can buy. There's a trial system, which basically what this does is it rewards people that have a very diverse roster. So, and I can't show you this today, unfortunately. Oh yes, I can. Check this out. So red team is basically these characters here. So the only characters that you can bring to these red team missions are red team heroes. Same thing for blue team heroes and the same thing for yellow team heroes. So this kind of forces you to level up more characters than just your favorite ones and allows you to, get rewards for doing so. So that's basically how that works. You run in here, you kill some mobs, you get loot based on the characters that you bring there. And they open up based on the day. So pretty straightforward. There is a guild system in the game. Guilds have perks. So you can have a perk system, which will give you extra stamina and things like that. In addition to that, there's a mercenary system. So after you get about level 25, I believe, or level 20, you can set up a mercenary and people in your guild can use your mercenary in different levels of content. Do keep in mind that you can't have duplicate characters on the same team. So if you have a Buzz Lightyear, you can't use a second Buzz Lightyear as a mercenary. It doesn't work like that. So that's another reason to be in a really good guild that's active. And as people use your characters, you get rewarded for it. So pretty cool. There's a check-in system here. So you definitely want to be in an active guild. The more guild members check in, the better the rewards everyone gets. So that is very important. There's a shop here that you can use. Here it is. You can use your guild tokens to buy things. In addition to, badges as well as hero fragments. And then there's a guild crate as well that you can instead use a different type of guild currency to buy loot out of these boxes. Let's go ahead and open up one right now. See what kind of goodies we get in our guild crate. So we got a bunch of equipment, and we also got Jack here. So one more fragment and I'll be able to unlock Jack. So pretty cool. So that is guild. So that's what you're going to be using in a guild. Like I said, make sure you join in to a guild that's very active, because you'll need to have them for your mercenaries, the check-in bonuses, guild crates, all that stuff is tied to guilds. In addition to guilds, there is a mode called Surge. Here is Surge mode. Now, Surge is like a survival mode on steroids. So all of these little nodes correspond to battles. Now, basically, your entire guild has the same exact map. You go in here, you kill this stage, and basically that clears it for your entire guild. I guess the overall goal here is for your guild to clear out this entire map to get rewards. Now, the trick is this. Once you use a character one time, you can no longer use them. Doesn't matter if they're full HP or dead, doesn't matter. You use them one time, you can no longer use them on an additional stage. So once again, this rewards you for having a very big roster, and there is a bit of a strategy with it as well. So you don't want to waste your strongest team on a weak node, because once you use them, they're gone. So you got to be kind of strategic on which nodes you take. If you're stronger in your guild, take a stronger node so your weaker guild members can kind of fight some of the weaker nodes and things like that. So that's basically how that works. So basically a survival mode on steroids. That is that. All right, so port, this is pretty straightforward. We're gonna kind of run right through this. This is a mode here, which basically is a daily thing that gives you EXP or gold. So pretty straightforward. You're gonna log in, you're gonna do it twice a day just to get gold and EXP. Not a big deal there. There is a thing called City Watch, which is basically a true survival mode, I would say. You go through all of these stages and you do not replenish HP between stages. So if someone dies, they're out. If someone has half HP, they're gonna start the next fight with half HP. And basically the idea is to go through this entire survival mode with your roster and try to get the rewards at the end. And there you go. As you can see, I was able to complete my watch. Got a full watch here. There are normal and hard modes as well. So you kind of have to, depending on how strong you are, you might be able to take on a hard mode. But right now, I can only do normal mode as a full clear. And a full clear is better than like a partial clear. So that's City Watch. Basically, that is survival mode. We've already talked about crates. I've already done a crate opening video to kind of show you what the crates are all about. Golds are free. Diamonds are on a timer. So in the next day and 8 hours, I'll get a free diamond crate. The next 8 hours, I'll get a free guild crate. And there is a VIP crate. Yes, this game does have VIP. Basically, everything that came from Dragon Soul is in this game. So that's kind of how it works. Black market. This is a kind of an RNG market. As you sweep stages in the game, you have an RNG chance to open up this market. And there's supposed to be some rare goodies in there. I haven't actually opened up one of those just yet. I don't have Mega Mart open at the moment, and I don't have Colosseum open up at the moment as well. Those are both opened up in the 40s. I'm only like level 31, so it's going to be a while before I open those up. But Colosseum is basically 3-team PvP. Arena is single-team PvP. Look at that. I just got promoted. Nice job. Not ready to talk about that yet. But like I said, Mega Mart opens up a little bit later on the game, so I don't have that open up yet. As far as ranking, as you can see, I'm the 22nd most powerful person on the server. Unfortunately, this game does server-based servers, individual-based servers, which I don't like. I hate it. I'm on server 2, but you know, like I said, if you join the game, you're like on server 18, then it dies, and like you're stuck. I don't like individual server systems. I would much prefer to have like an America server, an EU server, that type of thing. But like I said, this game is very old school in a lot of the systems in the game. So do keep that in mind if you do decide to play this game. It's not going to have all of the quality of life enhancements that a lot of other hero collectors have learned from and changed over the years. And there's another system called Enhancements, which I think is some way to customize your characters a little bit further, but we'll have to take a look at that in a future video. And then last but not least, here is the arena system. So the arena system is pretty interesting. Once again, this is pulled directly out of Dragon Soul. So right now I'm in Copper 2. You kind of go from bronze, copper, silver, gold, platinum, all of those different things. So you're always grouped with people that are near your power. And you always get rewards based on how well you do within this bracket. So it's a very friendly system. I really do enjoy it. So as you can see right now, I just hit Copper 2. If you take a look at where I am right now, I have 6,334 power. So what I'm going to try to do is build my way up the ranks. I want to go all the way up to the top. Let's see. Oh no, not that far. Not that far. Let's fight this guy in 6th place. So if I'm in 6th place, let's see, I'll get 2 sodas, 2 diamonds, 2,100 gold, and then 28 arena tokens by being up in the top 10. So let's try to go for the top 10. We're gonna go fight this guy right here. Let's see if we can't beat him. We'll bring our A team and let's see what happens. And this is where we'll kind of wind down the video. This is AI versus AI. If you're just playing this game and you're wondering why my game moves a little bit faster, you do get the ×2 speed at level 30, or you can unlock it by just making a cash purchase, a very small one. But like I said, you can wait until level 30 and get it for free if you choose to. I'm actually going to be losing. Get this freaking Fix-It Felix out of the way. Maybe. Hold on. Hold on. Dang it. So close. Rip. So I wasn't able to beat that one, unfortunately. Yeah. I got your combat tips. So that is that, ladies and gentlemen. I think we pretty much covered everything we need to cover here. Of course, since the game just launched, there are lots of free goodies that you can get by playing the game every day. There, of course, is an achievement system, a daily quest system, all kinds of things that you would expect in a hero collector. So pretty straightforward. I think that will do it. I think we've covered everything. Once again, guys, my name is FG3000. This is Disney Heroes Battle Mode. Will I be playing this game? Most likely. Like, even if I'm just gonna kind of play it casually in the background, I wanna be around when Simba and Timon and Pumbaa are added to the game. I wanna be around when that happens. So I will be sticking with this game for a while. And depending on the feedback on the channel, we'll see if we continue to record videos on it. But that is that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Once again, my name is FG3000. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next video. Later.